What's up, all you awesome gamers? I'm the governor, one of the hosts of this fantastic podcast called The Console Corner, your number one source for all things gaming. If this is your first time listening to the show, we dive deep, oh, so deep into the gaming industry, news, games, and everything in between. Tonight is going to be a great show. There is so much to talk about. There's even a new Tomb fucking Raider game coming out. What is it, September? I cannot fucking wait for this game. See, I'm stumbling over my words because I'm so fucking excited about it. All right, but first, let's go ahead and introduce the rest of our hosts on the Console Corner. First up, we have XSheWulfx.
Yo, guys.
Yo, guys.
You mocking me? Like, seriously?
Next up, we have Magic Mike.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Next, we have a Brewtal Knight. Oh my god. Next up we have a Destro. Maybe. Crickets.
What's up?
And last but certainly not least, Mr. Sith Lord. How's it going, man?
All right. Hello, everybody.
Awesome. Before we get into the topics, we work hard to bring you the Console Corner every week. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know when we go live. Also, if you like what we do, consider supporting us on Patreon/Console Corner. Also, we have Super Chat up, so if you want to support us there, you can too. What's up, everybody in the chat? You guys are awesome. We love you. Thank you so much for rocking out with us right now. So let's go ahead and get into my favorite topic, and that's what games we've been playing this week. Let's go ahead and start with Sith. What you been playing, man?
Well, I was just playing Bloodborne. Pop that back in, and
Bloodborne.
Of course, off and on CS:GO and Kingdom Come Deliverance. Kind of at a stale point right now with that game. I'm gonna get back to it though, but it's the beginning was way better, but I'm still enjoying it. So
Nice.
Damn it, the beginning was better. I need to stop playing that game right now.
Right?
No, just certain parts. It's like,
Is it like story wise? It's like dragging it.
Yeah,
down?
yeah. It's like it's not. It's I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Tim, what you been playing, man?
Still playing some PUBG. Little more Siege with the new characters. Nothing outrageous.
How's the new operators, man? I heard they're like OP. People are saying they're OP.
Pretty dope, man. The one I like the most is Lion right now. He's got the drone that's above, and if you move, it shows the outline of your figure and everything. So it's hard for that guy to get. When they use him, man, forget it. It's over. It's all over.
Nice. Brutal. What you been playing, man?
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that the whole show. I've been playing Fortnite. I tested out the PUBG Mobile on iOS, bro.
Dude, how'd that go?
We'll save all that till let's save
right.
that till later because I think we have that coming up on the show a little bit later. Right?
We do.
We do.
I'm excited to hear this.
I have a lot to talk about with mobile BRs, but we'll do that. All right. You picked too many good topics this week. We have too many good things to talk about for me to stay silent on all these because I'm not gonna be like last week. I promise. All right. But anyways, what I've been playing, Path of Exile, Fortnite, of course, mobile PUBG. I'm a walking cliche lately. All I've been playing is like battle royales and shit. Don't at me. That's it.
Nice. Magic Mike, what you been playing, man?
Man, I recently got sucked back into Assassin's Creed Origins. I took a break from it for a while there, but the latest DLC came out, and I hadn't played the first DLC, so I went back. I cranked out that first DLC over the weekend. It was really, really good. Added a lot of cool story to the game, and I can't wait to get into that Pharaoh's DLC that just came out because like mummies and paranormal shit. Like I'm looking forward to it.
Nice, dude. I still haven't played through that game yet.
Get on that, man. It's
Dude,
a great
I got
game.
so many games.
What game was
Not
that?
enough time.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh yeah. It
Will-
looks sweet. I haven't played it either. I'm too scarred from.
You're too scared from what?
I can't even remember the name of it.
Syndicate.
No,
Unity?
before Syndicate.
Unity?
Oh, the one that was in France that nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah, the one that I had to go to therapy to forget.
That's such a broken game. SheWulf, what you been playing?
I'm like looking it up on Mixer to see what I've been playing.
Looking it up on Mixer?
Yeah. So I know I've been playing a lot. Like I've been playing Fortnite. Like, I guess lately it's just been a lot of the survival games because we've been waiting for Sea of Thieves to come out, which is going to be like a really big thing for Mixer. So I was playing the Darwin Project, which I won. Yes, I did, which was awesome.
Wait, you won a match?
What?
You won a match? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Or you?
Yeah, I won
Nice.
a match. Like,
Nice.
I kept coming in second, like, so many times, and then I finally actually won one. I was surprised. I was happy.
I can't get with the whole bow and axe only system. I don't know. They're gonna have to add some more stuff to that game to make it entertaining for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that same feeling, is, like, they need to add, like, more weapons, because just the bow, one, it's kind of got crappy aim to begin with.
It's only that multiplayer mode, right? It's not anything else.
Yeah, no, it only has. You can either be the spectator. So it's kind of, you remember Fable Legends, how they had it where you could either be the creator or you could be in the game? Well,
Right.
it's kind of got that feeling where you could either be the guy that gets to go around and help people, or be a dick, because really you can choose what you want to do. You can either take out a zone on people, or you could go heal somebody. Or obviously you can play in the match and try to survive. So there is some interesting aspects to it, but I do agree with Brewtal. They need to add some form of more weapons to it or something, because the whole bow and axe thing, especially right now, because like there was this guy that was like,
Any other games you've been playing?
wow. Wow.
I know when she starts getting onto a rant about a game, she's going to be going forever.
Wow. I guess you'll hear my impressions of it later on this channel this week. Since GKB's being a jerk to me today.
What do you mean a jerk?
Jerk. Anyways.
I didn't know this was Review Corner.
Oh, we're funny. We're funny.
Go.
No, I'm done.
Okay, she's done.
Jerk.
I've been playing Monster Hunter. I've been holding out for like the PC to play Monster Hunter, but I kind of just gave in a little bit.
You weak bastard.
I know, bro. It's so good though, bro.
Oh, come on,
Shout
bro.
out to
I had to play a little bit of it, bro. I had to like, just get a little taste so I could just hold off until the PC version comes out.
And
Making
come on.
me, you're inverting
we got
me
the
right
game
now.
given to us, so.
I agree.
Help but
I mean,
play it.
I can't blame you. If I had it
You'd definitely be trying.
in my house, I'd probably be playing it. But
But yeah,
It's a lot of
Which,
Dude, it's
shout
so
out to
good.
Chaotic. Thank you so much for the game.
yeah, it's tons of fun. I've been playing a lot of Nintendo stuff this weekend because we went out and pretty much bought a new DS, a bunch of DS games. Even got my old Super Nintendo working, which was awesome. SheWulf said I couldn't do it, but I did it. So good times. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Nintendo. What do you think about Spider-Man Homecoming? It's a good movie, man. All right, let's go ahead and get into the first topic. Yeah, I turned them off. Sorry.
Yeah. And then you
I didn't want
forgot
the batteries
turn-
to run out.
And then you forgot
I didn't want the batteries to run out. God.
to on. I can't reach that one, so.
All right, so first topic, I'll get in here in a second. The former Nintendo Switch exclusive Super Bomberman has been confirmed to come to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So yeah, what's really cool though is you get the unique little character guys for each of the platforms. What we have Master Chief for Xbox, we had
Ratchet
Ratchet and Clank, and then Peabody for Steam,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty dope. Do a little fan service for all those guys out there.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
It's nice seeing. I always like when I see exclusives go to other platforms.
Yeah, man, it's better for the games. Like,
I mean, granted, it's Bomberman. I mean, nobody's busting down the doors to buy Bomberman.
right.
But it's.
But every sale
I mean,
counts though for it though.
I got a little bit of nostalgia with Bomberman though. Like that was like the first game I got on Nintendo 64. I think.
yeah.
Was Bomberman
Bomberman?
64.
Yeah.
The first game?
Well, besides Mario, obviously, but that was the first game I ever got on Nintendo 64. I think my parents bought it for me with the 64. So
Yeah.
I don't. But like I said, I don't think anybody's dying to go play Bomberman.
Yeah, I mean, there was a 360 arcade title that was a Bomberman game, and I know my buddy, his kids play it all the time. Whenever I go over to his house, I see them playing. We'll like play a round or two just because we get a little nostalgic about Bomberman. But it's not fun. To me, I'm sure it's fun to somebody out there, but I'm not, over the roof about Bomberman coming from Switch to the other consoles.
Yeah.
Is this one like traditional Bomberman where you're like blowing up blocks to like get to a certain spot, or is it?
Yeah, it's got that, and it's got like some more little innovations to it. They didn't.
Because
go,
like Bomberman
crazy with it.
64 was like the last Bomberman game I played, and that was like an actual like
It
that
hasn't
was like an actual like platform game, not platform, but there was like a story to it that you played through, and it was like kind of free roaming almost.
This was kind of similar. I don't know if it's free roaming or anything, but it's got the like little maps you can go through and like destroy stuff and everything like that. So I didn't play it on Switch, so I don't know how good it is, but I don't think it was like critically acclaimed.
I was just gonna say, did it do well on the Switch?
I think it did okay. I don't, I mean, it was like a launch title and all that kind of stuff, but I don't, like Brewtal was saying, I don't think it was like setting the world on fire and like everybody, even on the Switch, was
Put
like
Mario Odyssey on the other platforms and see how that does.
oh shit, that would go crazy.
Smash
It's gonna be
Brothers,
cool
that's
though
it.
because you'll be able to play with your friends.
Bro,
and
the
stuff.
world would melt.
Yes, it would melt.
Yeah. But like the idea of it, I just think they're bringing games. One, it's coming in June, so it is going to obviously give you something fun to play during the summertime. If you just want something to
God of
jump
War,
into.
thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about other than God of War.
State of Decay, thank you.
That's May.
Yeah, but I would still be playing it for like the rest of the year.
You're playing it for the rest of the year?
Yes.
Well, okay, I'm sorry that the whole world is supposed to just be you.
And then what am I
going
gonna do when
play.
Tomb Raider comes out in September? Everything else is getting turned off. Sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's bound to be another Forza coming out this year, whether it's Forza Horizon 4 or something else. There's going to be one coming.
The only thing is, would you guys be willing to pay the price point that they're putting on it though? Because it's going to be a $39.99 game.
It's not terrible.
Bomberman?
Yeah.
Nah. I wouldn't pay $15 for it though, so I'm a little biased.
Yeah, it's gonna release for $39.99, and obviously we know it's coming to Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation in June. So it's kind of, I don't know if I would pay that kind of price point for a title like this because it's still technically like an indie title. It's not like a huge, or I guess you could go more like a AA game instead of like a AAA title. It is cool that they're giving each console their own character, just because that does kind of make it significant to the console.
Well, it's enticing those fans to like pick it up,
Exactly.
Play as a Master Chief or whatever.
Which I think is cool because like they have like characters
play as
from like
Peabody.
Silent Hill and stuff like that in it. So there is some cool aspects to it, and I'm just happy to see more games coming. Like that they're actually more games are willing to go to all the systems and having something different to it, and that's what I'm more happy about is the fact it still gives a variety of something else than just your standard multiplayer shooter titles. And
Talking about some variety.
Well,
I don't want that type of variety though. With Bomberman. I mean, I got horrible memories of Bomberman. I just thought it was going to be something else. I said Iron Man, okay, cool. Superman, cool. Spider-Man, and then you got Bomberman. I'm like, whoa, this must be really awesome. And I put it in. I'm like, what? This is Minesweeper, Swiper, or whatever the hell.
Basically,
that's all it is. I'm like,
basically,
this sucks. I'm like, who likes this? But I know there's some wild fans out there for Bomberman. I'm not gonna completely shit all over it, but.
Well, for anyone who is going to be picking it up, though, it will actually be releasing the character from Silent Hill, the guy with the big metal head. They're gonna release a character like
Pyramid Head.
Yeah. What are you gonna say, Mike?
Nobody cares. Bro. Nobody cares about Bomberman. I'm sorry to cut you off. Okay, let's bring back Burger Time.
Yo, Burger Time is the jam, bro.
Big bumping.
Yeah, I need a 4K Paperboy, but when did the Switch come out? Yeah, that's right.
That's crazy.
The Switch came out a little over a year ago, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I bet you this was always planned to be some sort of a timed game. I mean, it's coming out in June, so that's more in a year, but maybe they're just updating it, getting all the the licenses for the special characters and everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's cool. I'm glad it's going to more platforms, maybe get some more sales, make another Bomberman or something, but I'm not going to go buy it.
Did any of you guys play Bomberman 64?
Yeah,
No,
I played it.
I never played it.
It's completely different than like the traditional Bomberman style game. So I don't.
It's still awful.
I'm like looking at screenshots of it right now because I just got a blast from the past. I put a lot of hours into that game.
That's cool, bro.
Oh, so if they remastered it, you'd say you get it?
I don't know about that, but
4K assets.
Oh, I hate you, Destro. Trying to get me triggered, bro. I'm staying level-headed today, okay?
We'll see. We'll see.
No one's getting me triggered tonight.
oh, speaking of triggered, let's go talk about a new game that might come out this year. Who the fuck knows? Splinter Cell 2018.
Oh God. Okay. First off,
Hang on, let's give the background before you go crazy. Amazon Canada posted a listing for 2018 E3 Splinter Cell. I'm not quite sure I believe it either. And look, I'm really excited about this because Ubisoft, like last year, said, "Hey, it's not a dead IP. We're working on something." Blah 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 blah. But I don't think Amazon Canada has like some posting, and the image looked kind of photoshopped to me.
first off, even if it wasn't, anybody can post on Amazon. Like, have they not realized that yet? That Amazon is not where it's like only companies can post on and say, hey, this is releasing. No. Amazon is a company that is literally a third-person company. Anybody can sell anything on Amazon. Hell, I can go on there and be like, oh, hey, I'm Ubisoft, and I'm going to sell, like, the greatest thing. No. And that's the funny part, is when you see this image, one, it doesn't even fit in the box. Like, it says PC, and PC is, like, outside the box. Amazon doesn't put stuff outside the box.
I'm not mad that it says PC.
No, I know. You'd be happy with it on PC.
all about that
we're
life.
all about PC. But it's the gist of it, like, come on. Like, seriously? And then, like, I Googled it. There was nothing there. Like,
Well, they took it down. Like,
Well, wasn't there a rumor like a year ago saying that Michael Ironside was working with Ubisoft on a project?
yeah,
All right.
So, I mean, if that rumor was true, and that's a big if he was doing voice work a year ago, you're not going to start doing voice work until you've got, at least most of the game and the scripting and everything done. So if the rumor about Michael Ironside working with them was accurate, then, fall this year would be the right time for a new Splinter Cell game to come out.
And it's been about 5 years now since
It's been a
the
while.
last one. Yeah.
It's sad.
Which all right, so everybody knows I love Splinter Cell, but I don't see where it wouldn't fall in. Why it wouldn't be true to come out in E3? They could have Tom Hardy come out because they're still working on the movie. They could do all that stuff and just get everybody hyped. So, and you said, oh, anybody can post on Amazon, but anybody can post in the internet anyways. So you're looking up your information where anybody can post.
but that's my point. Like, literally anyone can post. And the thing is,
there has been to SheWulf's credit too. There's been a lot of fake stuff out there.
yeah.
For a
No,
last couple years,
I know
actually.
there's. I know
Like,
there's
for
fake stuff
instance,
all day.
somebody, like, the whole PlayStation cabal thing that happened where somebody posted a PlayStation thing for, like, $3 and then went into the store and was like, oh, hey, you have to price match it. And they had to price match it because, oh, it was on Amazon, till they found out that it's because anybody can actually post an ad on Amazon. So, like, all you have to do is just have a username and then post on it. And the funny thing is you can name yourself anything. You don't
Look,
have
so
to have.
I'm a huge Splinter Cell fan. Like, I want this to be true, probably more than anybody else. Maybe Tim too. Like, we want a Splinter Cell game, but we have to look at it's a Tom Clancy game. Those things get fucking delayed all the time. It's Ubisoft.
Hey, real quick, shout
Yes,
out
what's
to
up?
Manny the Tattoo Artist for the super chat. Thank you very much. That's awesome.
I was going to say it right after because I was going to read it.
Manny!
He says, hello, it's been a while, but good to see you guys are still going on strong. Good show.
That's Spanish, Charity. We know you don't speak that in
I
Canada.
don't speak, but
That's saludos.
yo, to
Saludos.
everybody. We're just going to go with that. Yeah, so, but it's not even just that. Why would Ubisoft put Splinter Cell 2018 E3 on an Amazon post?
I don't think they per se did it. Somebody on Amazon did it. But I mean, I think there's more, you know, when there's smoke, there's fire kind of thing out there. And Ubisoft hasn't been quiet about it. They've said, you know, the Ironside stuff. They've said, hey, we know you guys want Splinter Cell. We're working on something. Well, we're not.
And they also decided to bring out a Division 2. So.
Well, look at the rumors like last year, too, about like Microsoft's E3. They were saying like, a lot of people were saying like that's going to be on their show floor. Splinter Cell. Never happened.
I was going to say everybody has been. And apparently there was even like leaked box art and everything else like that for the game. And guess what? It never came, guys. It ended up being like skin in some other game. I think it was actually Rainbow Six or something.
Yeah.
There was actually skin for Splinter Cell. So like, yes, it would be cool. You know, power to everyone who wants that game, but don't get your hopes up, guys. Just because you saw a post does not mean it's real. Anybody
well, Ubisoft as a studio too, like we've already heard Division 2 is going to be coming out, or at least being shown at E3. So how much of, you know, Ubisoft's working on that? Like, it's interesting to see, you know, where they're coming from and all that kind of stuff. Could it happen? Absolutely. I would love it to happen. If Splinter Cell and a new Tomb Raider game come out in the same fucking year, I would be like jizzing on Console Corner every fucking week we're on here. Like all over the place.
I'm skeptical about having 2 massive titles coming out of Ubisoft in the same year. That's just a recipe for disaster.
Well, Division 2 isn't coming this year.
Well, they could be. They could come out.
No, the Division 2 is probably going to come out in March like it did.
It could. It could come out next year.
Like, first off, has anyone even actually seen a confirmed date for 2018?
No, they haven't confirmed anything.
No, we just know that there's a
They're
Division
showing it at
2.
E3 for sure.
We know that, but hell, we see games for like E3 that are like 5 years in the making.
But
so.
my issue with
I would hope to see at least like a few years before, or maybe not a few years, but maybe at least another year after, like 2019, late 2019 release for another Division, because I'm not confident that they have all their eggs in a basket right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I still think if Division 2, like, I would be more believable that Splinter Cell would release in the fall than Division 2, because the Division 2, they had so many issues with the first one. They're not gonna.
All right, talking about release dates. So we know Call of Duty's coming out in October.
Yeah.
We know Red Dead's coming out in November-ish, somewhere in there. That there's no fucking games coming out anywhere around that. So where are you gonna place a Splinter Cell game? September, Tomb Raider. You're not gonna put it up against that either. Yeah, they're 2 different games, but you know, action adventure type kind of game.
Well, it depends if they because.
Well, no. They dropped Assassin's Creed Origins right after Call of Duty, so why would they be worried about going up against Call of Duty again next year?
Yeah, they're 2 different games, so.
Well, last year was in November, and November is going to be Red Dead somewhere in there. That's why I think Call of Duty got pushed up to October, because they don't want nothing to do with Red Dead. And I don't think anybody is going to be releasing games after Red Dead either, because
Red Dead's going to crush it for
it's going to crush everything. Yeah.
Well,
but if every studio just like shies away from the fall because of Red Dead Redemption 2, like, okay, no games are going to come out from the end of October through the end of the year.
I don't think any significant games.
Truthfully,
Not significant,
I just
yeah.
hope that developers are starting to get like some brains and are actually like, oh hey, maybe we should actually release our game in August, or like.
I mean, to Mike's point too, like I totally see where he's coming from, but like Call of Duty's a juggernaut every year. They sell like 10+ million every year, and even they are pushing their game back. Like, so no other game's gonna go around that.
Yeah, but we also have to look at the fact that there's still 4 weeks in a month. So they could technically try to offset from at least a couple weeks away from Tomb Raider. And there's still August. Like, there's still the end of August that hasn't been claimed for dates or anything like that. Like, they don't have to exactly go for the fall season. They can go a little bit into, like the end of summer, fall, where there's literally nothing releasing, and actually hit the market right off the bat, sell their game for top price, and then drop it down for Black Friday and make more money. Like, that is why I don't understand where developers don't seem to get that concept. Like, why do you always have to sit there and try to, like, hold off until either, like...
Well, I think the thing with August was that Madden was always like a juggernaut in the past, but I don't think it's as big as it used to be. You know, with it iterating every year, people have kind of, I mean, at least me, myself, I've gotten tired of it.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I don't think we're getting a Halo.
Talk about a game that needs to be like a subscription service, or needs one like more than anything else. Like, why don't people
Any
just pay
sports
like
game?
10-20 bucks a
No.
year and just get the new roster and that's it?
$5 a year.
Yeah.
Any sports game, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know if Splinter Cell's coming out this year. I think it's great speculation. It's definitely E3 season with all the fucking rumors and everything else coming out. So, will it happen? We'll have to wait and see at E3. If they show it, it could happen. Talking about some other craziness that we haven't heard from in a while. We talked about it, I think, last year on the Console Corner. The Atari Box will be shown at GDC 2018. So it looks like they're getting ready to show this thing, show everybody what it's all about. I did see a picture, and I blasted everybody in the pregame, like, hey, go check out this picture. They kind of showed the box. They showed a very similar Xbox One controller. It's not an Xbox One controller, but
Yeah,
it's
dude, it looks,
definitely rips off of
Like
it,
an Xbox controller,
it looks like a knockoff, shitty version of an Elite controller.
for sure.
or like the Switch Pro controller. Either way,
yeah, the
Yeah,
Pro
yeah.
controller.
I think the design is on point though.
Yeah.
Like the
getting that
console,
red dot for the stick. That's good.
and like, is it supposed to have wood grain on the front of it? Right?
I think so. That's like the homage to the old.
Or is that like
2600s.
a confirmed? Is that like the actual design that they're going to be?
I
coming
think
out with?
that's like confirmed, man.
Yeah, that's what they showed us last year too. So I think they're sticking with it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sweet. But all in all,
Let's get into
I'm
it.
not a big fan of these classic consoles like getting back released back out into the wild. They need to.
Is it a classic console though? Is it like an NES classic? Do you think, or is it some hybrid weird thing going on? That's
I'm
where I'm
super
trying to like
excited.
point it down at.
I'm super excited for them to show us the Ouya 2.0 at GDC.
No, who's not hyped for Pong in 4K?
I was Oh well, that's true. I guess not. I'm reading on their website and it says killer Atari classic games, hot new indie titles,
Mm-hmm.
and open Linux OS. So I mean, if it has some like new stuff coming out on it, I'm down with that.
Maybe we'll get to play Fortnite Mobile on it.
Yeah,
Dude,
we'll get
that I got a
Triggered.
So
I-
here's
I
some of
think
the
it's-
here's some of the stuff too. Like they're talking about like social media being integrated in there, a browser support of some kind. Like Brewtal touched on indies, retro Atari kind of stuff,
It says it's running on an open Linux OS as
Yep.
well.
which worries me a little bit.
Well, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I mean, there's going to be a lot of.
Not that it's not a bad, it's like an operating
So
system issue.
are
but
they going to have
hacks
like
and
a
stuff.
marketplace, kind of like
That's-
a GitHub, where people can just like upload like widgets and stuff?
Well,
Like,
they're talking about like you can buy games from other platforms on here, and it'll be able to play. So this is where we're getting into like what are they
Bro, what if
actually
Atari's
talking
been
about?
sleeping this whole time,
What?
And they come out with a monster.
and they come out and just shut down. Like, you know what I mean? They're just like, come play their games on our system. We don't
There's
care.
no way the size of that box is going to be like a monster, like beefy GPU where you're going to be playing like Xbox One X games or PS4 Pro quality games. That's
box-
not going to happen.
That's the thing
Look,
too, Mike. Is
all
like,
I want to
go.
know is it going to play E.T.? That's all I want.
Oh, you know it's
That's what
playing
I'm-
ET, bro.
That's the only game. I wanna play
That's
on
the
it.
fab game right there. It's totally playing that.
Dude, that's the
Fire.
first Christmas present I ever remember getting was ET on Atari.
Oh man,
Bad Christmas.
that
was
was
a
a
bad
month cold. That was
Oh my gosh! But to Mike's point
Man.
about like the processor and stuff, they even alluded to they're working with AMD for some kind of APU chip as well. So who knows what's going to be in this? If I had to guess, I'm thinking it's probably going to be more of a competitor to the Switch power wise than anything else. Just from like the games they're talking about that it's going to be running and stuff. They really haven't talked about any AAA titles being on here or even alluded to it. But it being at GDC and being shown off at a developers conference is the other thing. To like, are they just trying to hit the indie guys, the AA kind of guys? Like, what are they trying to do here? We're gonna see more though this week. They're doing a full showing on it, so we'll find out if it's gonna be legit monster or just an Ouya ripoff. Anything?
Yeah, I think we're more likely gonna it's just gonna be a ripoff, and I think it's gonna get a lot of traction when it first comes out, just like every one of these classic consoles does. Maybe not as much as the NES and SNES, but it's gonna it's gonna die off. I can't see the public wanting, besides a niche market, wanting to put a
Yeah.
lot of time or like effort into like
Building another
following up with
library.
this. And
Yeah.
I mean, what indie titles are they? What indie developer is gonna be like? You know what, guys, we're gonna make this just for the Atari. Come on, guys, let's go. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe like add it on there, but it's not going to be the go-to thing for any game.
No.
And look at the NES and the SNES classics; they're already dead.
Well, I mean, Angry Birds on Linux would fit perfectly well with the joystick controller coming out from Atari.
Oh yeah, that is the other thing. It comes with the old school joystick, so you play them retro Atari games.
So it comes with that controller and this joystick, right?
Yeah, I'm with you, Brewtal. Like, yeah, I don't see like everybody like going out and being like, yeah, I totally want to build on this platform. I think it has to. If anybody was to do that, like they would have to come out and be like, this is all the support we have right now. Here's all our launch games, and they have to be like killer stuff. And then it has to like sell like hotcakes, kind of like the Switch is doing right now. And then everybody will be like, all right, I'm gonna start like porting our games over to it. But I don't
see it selling. I don't see it selling like the classic.
I don't think it's either. I mean, it was like fan funded and everything too. So,
well, I think the problem is like when it comes to the classic Atari, they've had those things at Walmart that you could buy for like 10, 15
the
bucks.
flashbacks ones. Yeah.
Yeah, you plug it like straight into your TV. It's a little joystick. It's got like 4 or 5 classic Atari games on it. Anybody that wants those classic games has had the opportunity to buy them over the past 20 to 30 years without Atari making new hardware. So they really have to come up with a good way of selling this to catch that classic type of gamer who's going to want to play, Pong on their HD TV.
Yeah, I mean these things. The best selling point for these things is ease of access because you have emulators. You have you turn your phone into an emulator for God's sake, but kids, people who just don't want to go through the trouble of getting an emulator and running it. They just want to grab it and have something physical. You can just plug in and play on that and turn it off when they're ready to be done with it. You know what I mean? I feel like that's their selling point, that nostalgic, the older generation, and I don't know, collectors. I mean, I can see people that are like just like collecting video game memorabilia and video game hardware are definitely going to want this, but I don't see it appealing to a mass audience anywhere.
No, I think it's gonna be niche, like you said. I think it's gonna be a lot of like old Atari fans that had like the 2600s, want to relive that nostalgia kind of thing.
So that means GKB is gonna buy it.
I'm definitely getting one for sure.
The design of it though is so on point.
The design is spot on. I'll give it that.
It is awesome. Any other thoughts on the Atari Box before we move on? Awesome. Next up, one of the topics I really want to talk about, and that is the new Tomb Raider is on its way. We even got a teaser that I dissected and listened to everybody else's rants and ravings about it because I'm fucking such a nerd for Tomb Raider.
Bro, I can imagine you watching this trailer and just like locking yourself away from the family in your room.
Dude, I was taking notes as
and then just coming out like Quagmire.
Giggity. I got a big old forearm or shit.
Yeah, after he discovered that porn, he's just like all scraggly and just like
one huge forearm.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we know it's going to be called Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yes, it's
going to be called that.
Yep, they finally confirmed it. The game will be Shadow of the Tomb Raider, like XSheWulfx said. The company also announced the game's release date. That's going to be September 14th. And this is kind of out of the blue too. Like I didn't really expect another Tomb Raider game this year, especially with them working on like all the Marvel IPs and all that kind of stuff. We got to see the teaser thing I was talking about too, but it says no actual gameplay, so that was all like pre-rendered stuff.
Yeah.
But it still looked really awesome. We seen like a jungle theme. We seen the enemy types like the mercenaries. I was trying to like find a lot of stuff on the soldiers patch, and I don't know. Everybody's like saying it's another Trinity soldier, which it could be. Like if you look in the army, like we have all different patches and stuff like that, but we're all part of the army. So yeah, it could be just another faction of Trinity. Who knows? They've also said that this is going to be Laurel's final game before she becomes the Tomb Raider, like her rising to whatever. We saw a lot of like stuff with the ice picks. We seen stealth gameplay with a mercenary. You like actually seen the ice picks like behind, like she was about to like stealth on him and stab him and stuff, which is really cool. I think it's gonna have a lot to do with like the Mayan culture and all that kind of stuff because of the pyramids and everything they shown. And what was really cool is when she came out, there was like a lot of people like down in the ground. So I don't know if she's gonna be like helping them like she did in the last game, with that little crowd of people like trying to keep all the bad guys out of there. So I don't know. I'm super stoked for this game. I can't wait. What do you guys think?
Oh, I can't wait for it. I mean, I loved the Tomb Raider reboot. I loved Rise of the Tomb Raider. I think this is going to be another great entry. I've been hearing things that it's being developed by kind of like not the same studio that did the reboot and Rise of the Tomb Raider. Because I think
it's like
Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix, they're focusing more on that Avengers game right now. So it's going to Eidos Montreal. I think that's who's developing it. So that's the only worry that I have is that it's switching hands like this. But on the plus side, that means they could have been working on this longer than since Rise of the Tomb Raider came out. So as long as they're putting the time into it, and maybe they pull a couple of members from the original teams to, get the storyline all focused together and stuff like that, then I think it has a lot of promise. But I reserve judgment until the game actually comes out before I say whether it's going to be good or not.
Oh, it's Tomb Raider, bro. It's gonna be good.
I am gonna say one thing for all of you Tomb Raider fans out there. I wanted to double check this before I said it, but it is. So there is actually a puzzle that's being launched on the official Tomb Raider website every Monday until the big reveal event on April 27th. Fans who complete the level of puzzles by March 26th will be entered into a competition to win a trip for two to the reveal of the event on Montreal. But every time a puzzle is completed 5,000 times, a new clue for their game is going to release. So every time people complete these puzzles on their website, once it hits the 5,000 mark, they're going to release more stuff about Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and it'll be revealed to everybody. So just for anybody who is, a big Tomb Raider fan, if you guys really, really, really want to know more, go to their website, do these puzzles, and they'll start leaking more information about it. And, the big reveal event is April 27th. So
nice. Oh, big shout out. I just saw Max Power in the chat. Yo, if you guys haven't went to his YouTube channel and watched his videos, he has some of the best commentary I've seen on videos. He's got some really, really good videos about all platforms and stuff. So go check him out, man. He's super good. Sorry. Any other Tomb Raider fans on the show? Y'all better say yes. Y'all get kicked off this damn show right now.
I'd love to see you kick me off
I think honestly it's great timing with the movie coming out.
I agree.
You're going to pop a new game out for it. I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Again,
I'm excited. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's cool, sweetheart. You do what you need to do.
Thank you.
Has anybody seen the movie?
No, I haven't. It looks cool. It looks like they kind of went a different direction than the other ones a little bit. Have you? Has anyone here seen it?
No.
I just love the images that they're all posting around Twitter about giving her the friggin' 8-bit boobs.
Oh yeah, so
that shit has me dying, dude. Like one of my favorite memes is like the old man, and he's like back in my day, women had angles, not curves, and it's just so good. But I'm a fan of I've never been a real big fan of like the puzzles that Tomb Raider has to offer. I don't know. Those type of games have always held a spot in my heart with Water Temple and Ocarina of Time. That was like one of my favorite ones. But anyways, I haven't really liked. I won't say that I haven't liked Tomb Raider. It's a great game. Don't get me wrong. Don't attack me. Tomb Raider's awesome. The graphical fidelity though is on another level. The game looks so good. Yeah. That's not my number one seller on games though, so it's not. But I'm definitely excited to pick it up and play it though. I will say that. Like I played through the first one, thoroughly enjoyed it. So.
But see, it's games.
You haven't played Rise?
What's that?
You haven't played Rise?
No, I did. I said I got the first one. I played through it.
That's not the first one.
That's not the first one.
Yeah, it's not
Rise is the second one.
So did you
They
play?
rebooted it in 2013.
Yep.
Oh no, yeah. You're right. You're right.
So which one
I
did you play?
didn't play the first one then. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So you played Rise. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I played Rise of the Tomb Raider. I didn't play the second one. I'm sorry.
I think is the first one the remaster that was on the Xbox One? Is that in Game Pass?
I'm not sure if that's. It probably is. I would
I
imagine.
know Rise is in Game Pass.
Oh, that's right. Rise of the Tomb Raider is the one that's in Game Pass. I don't know if the reboot is in Game Pass. You should definitely check that out, Brewtal. It's a really good reboot.
Yeah.
Is it okay? I mean, I may so. I was ever so graciously gifted a little present from She-Wolf, so I might have to take advantage of that.
Sea of Thieves is releasing tomorrow for anyone with Game Pass. So
I'm picking that up. I'm probably just gonna buy that. So
we
I don't know.
got it.
To be honest with you, I'm probably just gonna buy it to boost my stream channel. To be honest, I don't. I'm not. I mean, it looks fun, but I feel like that game's gonna be dead in 6 months. So
Yeah.
Honestly, though, the thing about we're not talking about Sea of Thieves, but
Sorry, we got some time. Go for it.
okay. Well, the thing about Sea of Thieves and the whole idea of Mixer, though, I think Mixer is what's going to end up keeping Sea of Thieves.
I agree with you.
That's-
I agree that Sea of Thieves is a great streaming game. I think it's a great multiplayer game. I don't know. This generation with these type of games, they live and die by their content, and I have not seen one of these games yet
Fortnite.
deliver on their content to keep people involved and not just jump ship after a little while.
can we have an honest conversation right now?
Yeah, we can.
Just real quick.
Let's do this.
I thought all of our conversations were on it.
I know, but can we just? This is why this is console corner, and everybody knows this is
No
this
bullshit.
is even on both sides of the spectrum here. So we need to have a conversation. Is Sea of Thieves getting the amount of attention that it's getting because it's that great of a game, or is it because it's the first big game that Microsoft's come out with as an exclusive? And since when? I don't know.
Both.
I think
yeah,
it's
I think
both.
Yeah, I'd have to say both.
See, the thing
Alright.
about Sea of Thieves is
Okay.
it's kind of
I mean,
it's.
I don't have his. I'm sorry, Jerry. Shul, go ahead.
The thing about Sea of Thieves is the fact that it's literally kind of one of its own style right now. There isn't really any actual pirate games out there where people can, dress up as a pirate, go on some ships, and actually look for treasure. They don't have just that genre of game out there.
I agree.
That's the
It's
thing.
gotta-
And that's where I think it's giving it, where everyone's kind of, because who does not, especially with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh wait, are we
and all
talking
of
like
those.
on a gameplay perspective, or are we talking about just a pirate perspective?
Both.
Because I could say every MMO has like go find out treasure and gear and all that.
But
kind of
not
stuff,
like a
so-
pirate though. You can't like dress
I
up
said
like
that's
a
why you're. I was like
pirate.
asking if
So
you were
it's
talking about
kinda
more.
like
I agree with She-Wolf. Like they hit a good
Feeling
niche where there's nothing that kind of compares to a Sea of Thieves style.
Yeah,
No,
but are
no
they
pirates for sure.
are they jamming it down our throats so much that it's just like the Titanic? Like it's unsinkable. Is it gonna sink?
The way I kind of look at it, and I might be wrong, and you're more than welcome to get upset with me, but to me it kind of feels like, hey guys, everything's fine here. See, this is awesome. And then they're just like holding up like a help me sign behind that because like I don't know. I just feel like it's clear that Xbox isn't like crushing it right now and they have Sea of Thieves coming. So I don't know if it's a mix between the games really that good. I don't know. I haven't played enough of it to really get to say one way or the other.
mean-
and I just wanted your guys' honest opinion because I know here it's safe to talk about things that aren't super pro Xbox. Let me reach around for
Okay.
you real quick.
So
Phil.
here's my
You know what
honest
I'm saying?
opinion, bro. Like I've been playing just about every beta. I've played with people, without people, and the newness is wore off on me. And to be fair, I haven't played the final code. I don't know all of what's in the game. But if it's just more of going around finding treasure or going around blowing up ships and stuff like that, and that's pretty much it, or I get to go, find a pig and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to get bored with it relatively quickly, and I'm going to be moving on.
Honestly, I think it's not really going to. What's going to keep it, I think, going longer is not
The
really
multiplayer aspect of it.
Yeah, it's going to be finding other people's ships and blowing them up. I think
Right.
that is what's going to keep, especially for streaming. I think
So
that's
do you-
kind of what it's, especially if they bring a hype zone like they do with all these other ones.
Yeah.
Then
So do
I
you
can
think-
see like them literally keep it just for that aspect of it, especially if they bring the multiplayer more into it instead of more of the treasure hunting of it. Because Sea of Thieves still has time to be able to update. That's the thing. Like, it can still add
But that's my
more
point.
of-
Is like, are they going to add enough content quickly? Because yeah, I get that this is a very multiplayer driven game, but at the end of the day, what's going to keep you around is the content. Like,
Here's what I think that's gonna be the bread and butter for Sea of Thieves. And I know we got off on a tangent on Sea of Thieves. I'm sorry.
it's all right, man.
It's been something that I've been wanting to ask all of you guys because I value all of your opinions on subjects. But massive world events, I think would be really cool in real time, and I think that PvP kind of stuff is going to be the bread and butter for Sea of Thieves. I can't see the single crew story driven kind of thing making this game a long stay in the in the Xbox community. I just don't see it. I'm sorry.
And I think that go ahead.
No, it's all right, Mike. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think that the unique thing about Sea of Thieves that people that haven't played it don't quite really understand is that you can spend 6 hours in this game with a friend of yours in real life or a complete stranger and not do a single mission, not find a single island, not find a single treasure, and still have a shit ton of fun for that entire 6 hours.
Yeah, but that's right now though. I'm talking about longevity of the game. How long is that?
That's what I'm talking about when it comes to the. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to the longevity of the game. If you're constantly having fun in this game, whether you're looking for new missions or looking for new content, it's a game that's going to last. It's going to be a great game for streaming. And so I've been in the alpha. I've been playing it for a long time. I've gotten bored of the game, to be honest. Like, because like what GKB was saying, we've done the same thing over and over again. So we've seen what was there to offer in the bare bones edition.
right.
But when the open beta first launched, or no, I'm sorry, it wasn't the open beta, it was the closed beta.
Closed betas, yeah.
I convinced my wife to play it with me just because, we were all on the same family plan. So basically she got into the closed beta too. And just the two of us playing, and she's not a huge gamer. She doesn't, play a ton of games or anything like that. We had a blast. Like we literally had a blast playing this game. And I think we found like maybe one or two treasures. We came across one other pirate ship, and we were doing the not the party chat, but the in-game chat. Yeah. And getting to hear other pirates as they're walking up behind you in the woods or something like that, making friends with them, going out and taking down another big ship. Like there's a lot of opportunity that you as the player, you have a certain agency in the game to even create your own content. Now, I've said before, on this show in the past that keeping the content coming is what's going to keep this game alive. Mm-hmm. But even in the short term, without any big content drops within the first 3 to 6 months, this game, to me, has a lot of legs. So I think that it's going to do well. I think that people are going to have a lot of fun with it. But you have to be open to allowing that type of fun to come in, to not have to worry about, okay, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do for the grind? How am I going to get my character up to a certain level? Am I searching for a certain amount of gear? You kind of have to take those video game tropes that we've learned from MMO games over the past, 10 to 15 years and kind of forget about them and just let this experience come to be what it is.
No, I agree.
What if honestly,
I want to see it grow organically and have people.
Echo. Somebody has the stream going in the background.
Not me. Thank you, Jalapeno, man. That's really awesome. I appreciate that. Max Power, he says, I just hope Rare has the tools necessary to have consistent updates and roll them out quickly. This is a major problem with Destiny 2. I agree, and that's one of my
continuous
biggest
steady stream of content, whether it's something huge or small. I mean, I think that's the key to any replayability, longevity of one title, or find something. Diablo found its niche with seasons,
Yep.
Yeah, but what if honestly, okay, I haven't played Sea of Thieves, I never played the alpha or any of that. But what if it comes out and it becomes this whole GTA pirate land type thing?
That it has the potential to do that, 100%.
So maybe that's what they're really pushing. Is
That'd be
just
cool
for
then.
everything.
That's all I'm saying. It's either going to be PvP or it's going to be massive PvE, like world events. It's not going to be the single player experience like everybody. I don't know.
Oh no, it's not single player at all. Anybody that's expecting that from the game has really been disillusioned about what the game is.
Yeah, for sure.
Or like a 4-player experience. I'm talking to like you need to have interaction with other players, and like you said, Mike, that's a cool thing. And like with GKB, it's content is going to make this game is going to make or break this game. We'll see how it looks in 6 months when they're. Because, I mean, the status quo right now is coming out with DLC and new content within a few months of release, apparently. Cough, cough, Destiny and Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I think the other part of that, too, is, like, I get that, you know, it's a multiplayer game and all that kind of stuff, too. But you also got to understand they got to have, like, a really good balance to get the PvE guys a chance, too, because I think it'll turn off a lot of people. Like, they want to go in there with their crew. They want to go find treasure. They want to go do these missions and stuff like that together as a team. But I think if they're getting ganked all the time by, like, armadas or a bunch of other ships, I think that's going to turn off a lot of people. So there's got to be this balance in gameplay for sure.
Well, yeah, especially if you have, because, see, that is the one thing that I think Sea of Thieves may have an issue with, is, say if, like, me and you, say we weren't, like, you know, actual hardcore gamers like we are, and we were just casual gamers, but we wanted to go in, just the two of us, and we wanted to, you know, we can sail around just the two of us. However, we're still sailing around with people who have, like, a crew of 4 and a lot bigger ship. So even though we just want to go and have some fun, search for treasure and stuff like that, they can come up if they've been playing for who knows how long and just enjoy destroying smaller ships. They can come up and constantly keep following us around and destroying us until we leave the game. And that's where I think some of the issues could come in.
Well, but I think I found that the game was pretty balanced when it came to that, because the 4-man ships are pretty big and bulky and they're pretty slow. When I was in a 2-man ship up against a 4-man ship, we were sailing circles around that 4-man ship. It doesn't have the agility that the smaller ships have. So you may not have the power that a 4-man ship has, but when you're in a 2-man crew, you know, you've got that agility. You can run away a lot easier than a 4-man crew can.
I'm just, I totally get with, like, I totally get what Mike's saying too. But to be fair though, that they've been doing all these alpha tests, but they're not like real world scenarios yet. Like this hasn't released to everyone to see.
Like if a meta develops for this game.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Yeah. To see like what crew is like the copycat. You know what I mean? What crew is everybody else copying because their formula works?
Yeah,
and the question is, how many people are actually going to be in a server? We have no idea how.
That's what I'm saying. Like when the game like fully releases to everyone tonight, and all that kind of stuff, how many people are actually going to be on a server? How many ships are you actually going to see? Because they were talking about that with, you know, their last open beta and on the Inside of Xbox thing. Like they're really watching those numbers and, you know, seeing how things are going. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting for sure. All right, let's go ahead and move on. That's a good topic, Go. That was pretty good stuff. Toys R Us is going to be closing. It looks like the final nail has hit the coffin for some of these big box stores.
It's about time, dude.
Sad.
So if you have a Toys R Us near, keep watch, because all of their games may go on sale, or you can get them really
I think everything's
cheap.
going on sale. You can even buy the store.
Well, yeah, you can technically buy the store if you have the money, but it's
Does anybody else have like kind of a? I feel kind of sad about it because like as a kid going into like Toys R Us for the first time, I was like wall to wall toys, and I was like,
it's not
holy
even
shit!
That it's like 800,000 people are gonna lose their jobs. Like it's kind of insane. But the thing is, though, once they opened up Black Friday or any big sales to be able to be online, people don't have to leave their homes.
Well, I think that's it. Like just online retailers
they're not as important anymore, because who really wants to get dressed, jump in the car, go stand in lines for hours hoping to get one thing when you can literally open up your computer?
To be honest, a lot of people.
Every
Black Friday.
Not much now, though.
I was having this conversation with my wife yesterday or the day before. We were we wanted to buy a new swing for a swing for our son because he's getting old enough to, you know, like to sit up now. So we're like, let's go get a swing for him. I looked on Amazon and literally swiped my thumb one time with the pay now option or buy it now option. Swiped my thumb one time and it came today. You know what I mean? So I get where you're coming from, SheWulf, but at the same time, like GKB was saying, a lot of people do like going to the store, and I do still sometimes like to just go and have tangible look at it. Do I like it? Maybe not.
Yeah.
You know, there's still even
gratification
though
of
you're
seeing
buying, even though you're buying something, there's no variance in. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's definitely something special about going to the physical store and, you know, picking out what you want for your birthday or picking out what you want for Christmas, especially as a kid. That's a big thing. You don't get that experience from going to Amazon or anything like that. But everybody seems to think that Amazon is what's putting Toys R Us out of business. And that doesn't seem like that's the fact. I mean,
no,
I read an interesting article last week where it was saying that, you know, yeah, Amazon had an impact, but really Toys R Us has been like either $5 million or $5 billion in debt since the early 2000s.
Yeah, $5 billion.
Well, at least I saw an article today that they're paying all their top executives. Some
Millions.
judge ruled in favor of like a $15 million payout to all their like top 10 executives or some shit like that.
I mean, this is all mismanagement. You still have the other stores like Walmart and Target. We're putting up better numbers at like Hasbro toys than Toys R Us was doing. If a store that sells more than toys, selling more toys than Toys R Us, then there's a problem with how you're running that store.
Yeah, my wife made a good point the other day too. She says Toys R Us hasn't updated their business model in God knows how long.
Well, they couldn't afford to. They've been in so much debt they couldn't afford to.
Their biggest problem was this, though.
But
you gotta
go ahead, Tim.
You got to remember, Toys R Us bought KB toy stores.
Oh yeah.
And Tim, didn't you used to work at Toys R Us? We have insider.
No, I worked for. I got to live my kid dream because I got to work for Toys R Us.
We have insider information.
Bikes. I got to do all that stuff.
So how was it working for Toys R Us?
Honestly, sucked.
Was there any like innovation? That was brought to like the employees, or like, hey guys, we're rolling this out. We're gonna try doing this like this, you know. And I think. Go ahead. I was just wondering if they had any like kind of new exciting stuff that came out in the time you worked there. How long did you work at Toys R Us?
When I worked there back in the day when I worked there, that's when the Game Boy came back out, the colored Game Boy, stuff like that. We actually traveled to different Toys R Us and set it up to where it's like that big circle now. Me and a few buddies of mine, I met a lot of good people that worked there. It's just the very, very upper management, the vice president, all them, they weren't in touch with it anymore. They thought the whole object was to make it round so you just can do a circle and see everything you want and buy it. None of their employees were. They started drifting away from employees that enjoyed toys. Like I remember back.
They wanted more of the business types in there.
Pokemon first came out, and like I learned from some like 30-year-old guy about Pokemon. Like he was just like, "Oh, it's so great." It's now you just have like these kids in there. They're like, "What's up, man? What are you looking for?" It's not as exciting when you were a kid. It's sad, but like they did it to themselves.
No, and their stores are in terrible condition. Like at least the ones around my area. I mean, my wife and I, we go and we price compare. So we'll go out in like usually October for the big Christmas buy-in, and we'll see what price does Amazon have this item, what price does Toys R Us have it, and sometimes Toys R Us does have a better price. We'll buy it at Toys R Us, but you go in there, their stores are dirty, the stocks are not shelved. You ask an employee like, "Hey, I saw this on your website. It says it's in stock at your store. Do you know what aisle it's down?" And they have no clue. So there's so much that Toys R Us had going wrong that it's not really surprising.
I don't disagree with you at all. They also failed horribly at like online sales because this past Christmas, someone wanted some like Beast Goliath Nerf gun, and the only place that we found it was on Toys R Us. So we bought it, and it was like, "Oh, it's going to be shipping." And then a week before Christmas, they're like, "Oh, we're out of stock." Like, and I was like, really? Like, they dropped their game. Think about it like this: Toys R Us is the toy version of Blockbuster. If you remember, before anything happened, Blockbuster tried to do that mail stuff like Netflix did before it streamed.
Right.
And they were trying to catch up, and they didn't. And that's the problem. Like, Toys R Us always assumed we're Toys R Us, and everybody's going to want to come to us because we have nothing but toys, bikes, babies, all that stuff. Everybody's going to want it. They depended on that nostalgia of when we were growing up as kids going there, and they failed miserably.
But it's not even just that, though. Like, if you look at, okay, for instance, our kids are a perfect example of this. They don't care. They have bedrooms full of toys, and they don't care about any of it. They'd rather play with their tablets, play with their Xboxes, play with their video games over any of their toys. Like, toys are just not as big as, like, a thing to kids nowadays. It's more, less, like someone said in the chat, phones and tablets and video games. Like, they're kind of more into all that kind of stuff now than actually playing with Barbie dolls or playing with like Legos and all that kind of stuff. So.
Here's something that I was thinking of too. We're all sitting here, various ages, but we're all older than the primary demographic that Toys R Us is targeting, right? I mean, a lot of us.
I hope to God so.
That's what I mean. There's still Toys R Us sells things that we would buy. But it's not. We're not their main. We're not their main demographic. So my question is we're all talking about like the nostalgia or how we like going to go pick up stuff and how some people like to go do that. Kids are being raised in a digital age now that's taking away from the idea of going to the store and buying something.
Perfect
Kids are being
example.
raised.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but that just made our son. He wanted water balloons, and he comes up to me and he's like, "Can you just buy that on Amazon for me?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Wait, what?" And then he turns around and asks Alexa.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. So if it didn't happen now, give this another 10 years
it's gonna happen
or so,
eventually.
when
All
your son's
stores
old,
are gonna be...
when your son's old enough, there's going to be a generation that was raised on the convenience of online shopping and that instantaneous gratitude of, all right, well, it'll be here in a day. If you can wait for a day, then you can. I mean,
yeah,
that's the only allure that a store has for me, is that I don't have to wait at all.
No, and that's the God's honest truth, because I can say, at least from what I do, like for a living, for my job, all the big box retailers and everything, they're moving towards e-commerce. They see that future coming where the generation of kids that we have right now is going to be doing that online consumption and strictly doing online consumption.
Yeah.
And they are doing everything they can to make sure they are a part of that e-commerce.
Well, heck, they don't even have to, like grocery shopping, Walmart, you can order all of your stuff online now and then just go to the door, pick it up. Soon they won't even have that, where you can just literally have it sent to your door.
I used that the other day, getting all my groceries shipped to me.
It's expensive though. You pay more online.
Well, there's like a free trial or something that I used with Public Shipped, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
See?
The dude showed up. The dude showed up with bags, and he's just like, "Here you go, man." He's like, "Everything's right there." There's a little bit of quirkiness to it. The item might be out of stock, or it might be like we don't have this, but we do have this, and it's like it's something similar, stuff that you don't depend on being name brand or whatnot. And it was great.
That's
I'm
awesome.
all for e-commerce. Don't get me wrong.
But that's my point, though. Everything is going digital. Soon, nobody is literally going to need to leave their house other than...
Oh, your big box stores are just going to be warehouses where they store shit so you can order it online.
It's gonna be like a drive-through window.
You can, like Amazon, like you can get stuff shipped the same day
Yeah.
now.
Heck, you don't even have to go to fast food restaurants.
I'm waiting for the
but
drones. I just want the
you
drones.
can get stuff the same day if you just get off your fat ass and go to the store.
Yeah, but
All right.
Amazon...
Well,
I don't get it. Like,
That's the generation that walked uphill both ways in the snow. You know what I'm saying? Like
Also, yeah, I can go down to the store and get it, right now, but I can also pay more going to the store too. So why would I do that when I get online for cheaper and could technically be within a day or two of that?
And
That's
possibly have to stand there in line for like hours while you wait for them to figure out...
And dealing with some lady that doesn't even want to be there in the first place.
They got self-checkouts anyways.
No, I mean, look at something simple that you need, like pet food, all right? So I used to go to the local pet store and buy my pet food because nowhere else sold the food that I needed except the local pet store. And now they have like Chewy.com. And I go on Chewy, I get twice the amount of food for the same price as what I was paying at a physical store.
Exactly.
I set that up for auto delivery and I save another $3 off of that.
I just started doing that too, bro.
Like
Same.
everybody's going to be doing that. Like I don't even have to think about it. Oh,
Yeah.
my pet food's getting low. I better go out to the store. The store's like 40 minutes away. Oh shit, that's going to be a terrible day. I got to plan that out. Oh wait, look at that. Chewy just delivered it, and I don't even need to go out.
Preach on, Mike. Preach on.
Yeah, I don't
Being
know.
a new parent, plus being a new parent, I'm just saying from a different point of view right now, that is super convenient. Not having to be like, let's pack everybody up or coordinate like who's gonna go to the store.
Saves you like
after
an hour
work.
of time and all this other
Yeah.
stuff, dude. Yeah, for sure, man.
That's
Yeah,
kind of like it still comes from our point of view too, because we have to fight with our son every time we go out. We're like, well, we're going to the store. He's like,
I don't
do
know.
I
Can you just order it online? God.
Like,
Do what
he
I
hates-
do.
He hates getting up
Do
and
what I
going to
do.
the store.
You take the kids to PetSmart. You buy them Bark shock collars,
Bark
and then you
chocolate.
take them to
Parenting
Toys
by
R Us
Destro.
and tell them to wave at the employees at Toys R Us that are not going to have a job. And then when they ask for something, you just shock them a little bit.
Publix
and they'll
knows,
get the
dude.
point.
Publix employees know they don't want to complain about $15 an hour because
Yo,
they know damn well that a robot could bag those groceries better than half of them.
And on that note, let's go ahead and get into our segment of What's Out Now.
Bang, boom, kapow, it's What's Out Now. Are those really the lyrics?
Don't question my genius.
Through magical gifts. I don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty interesting.
Is this the
This is
that
What's
the
Out
one you
Now.
were is it, oh yeah, I know, but is that the one you were talking about, GKB?
Brutal, always messing it up.
Audio's back, guys. GKB
All right,
forgot to unmute.
Let me try to get my rhythm. Let me try to get the rhythm back again. All right, that same day on the 13th of
It's
March,
okay,
we got
nobody heard it
Cube
anyways.
2. This is the sequel to the first-person puzzle adventure game that came out about a year ago. I didn't play the first one, so I don't know shit about the second one. Moving on to Wednesday, the 14th of March. On the PC, we got #WarGames. Is it TV? Is it a game? I don't know. Every time I search for it on Google, all I find is stuff about the 1983 Matthew Broderick movie. So go figure it out on your own. Then moving on to Friday, the 16th of March for the Nintendo Switch, we got Kirby Star Allies. It's a Kirby game on the Switch. Do I really need to say more? It's a platformer. Go ahead and enjoy it if you want to. That same day for the PS4 and the Xbox One, we got Burnout Paradise Remastered. I know Brewtal loves these remasters. It's Burnout Paradise. It's remastered. What else do I need to say? If you like the game, go ahead and buy it again. And that, everybody, is What's Out Now.
Dude, I don't know about that Burnout Paradise, man. I don't know about
They
it.
wrote-
It's a really hard sell when they
that
came
was
out
a
with the back
conversation.
compat version.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, bro.
Mike, I am entirely sorry that I interrupted you, bro. I thought this was kind of like a bring up a game, we chat about it, bring up the next one, we ask questions about it. I was just trying to show interest, bro.
Didn't
I
you
got-
ever
I
watch
got-
the
I
show
got-
before?
Boulders, I have boulders of salt chasing me like I'm Indiana Jones right now.
Hey, man, it's all right. You can ask me as many questions as you want, but if it's anything besides what I said, I don't know the answer.
See, bro, sped root through it like you're like an auctioneer or something.
Hey,
My
that's
question was: is GKB and I were talking about a game that some 343 devs were making.
Oh, you're talking
Or-
about Scavenger or whatever. That was
Yeah.
Josh Holmes' game. Like, he went and made his own studio. I don't think it's the same
That's right.
guys.
That's right. Okay, I'm sorry.
And I do have to run through those like the Micro Machine Man from the 80s, just because when we get to the fall and there's like 30 games coming out in a week, I have to speed through them or I'll be there all night.
No, I feel you, dude, and you killed it, man. You hit that without a beat, except for me rudely interrupting you.
Again.
I guarantee you when I walk into work tomorrow morning, the first thing that GKB is going to say to me is,
not a damn thing, bro.
You want to let some other people talk sometimes, bro?
He is still salty as shit about that comment. Oh, my God. All right. Let's get into a topic that I think Brutal's really going to like and have a lot to say about. So we got some battle royale games going to mobile. We have PUBG now, Fortnite, and I'm sure there's some others. And there's even been like some heated conversations on Twitter about this shit too. So let's go ahead and knock it all out in just one little topic here, and let's see. I want to hear, before we get into the craziness, what Brutal's perspective is on the mobile side of that, because he's tried it out. I want to know what he has to think about it.
Here's my perspective so far from what I've played. There's a couple of those there's a couple of like knockoff brand ones that they already have on iOS, right? And I wrote those off as it's a free iOS game. What are you gonna do about it? Playing PUBG, it felt like a free iOS game, dude. It's PUBG. It's a PUBG skin wrapped around bullshit. You're not playing at any competitive level on a mobile game. I'm sorry, you're not doing it. And what I yet to try, and I don't know if it works or not, but if you put that mobile game on a tablet and you Bluetooth a keyboard up to it and a mouse, is that gonna work? I don't think it is. I feel like the game is
I have
not
a tablet
coded
with a
properly.
keyboard.
Because it's all controlled with those on-screen controls. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know if that works. If that does work, that's a huge like disadvantage to people that don't have it.
Did the experience suck though? Like,
the experience is what it is. I feel like PUBG adapts better to mobile than Fortnite will, because Fortnite has a whole nother layer of controls that you have to worry about.
Yeah, the building and stuff. Yeah.
But it wasn't. It's something that I'd be like, all right, I'll jump on and play while I'm not doing anything.
Wait. But wasn't the biggest argument about PUBG coming to console from PC was that PC offered better control into the interfaces and the menus, so it would never work on console? But now we're saying that, on console you're going to have a better experience than on mobile, which makes sense because of the controller. But if we're going to say that, then that means it works on console just fine.
Well, this is what I was saying though, is that PUBG transfers over better.
Okay.
Fortnite has a whole nother layer where you have to toggle your controls each time. You know what I mean? You have to strategically place and look around to place your building properly. If you're going to be good at Fortnite, you have to be the best builders are the best Fortnite players. And in PUBG, you don't have that extra added feature or that extra element to your gameplay that you need to master. So I think PUBG is going to transfer better because iOS or Fortnite's out on iOS or on select like invite only like iOS, I guess, right now. The experience isn't bad. I mean, it's a mobile game. It's mobile games. Nobody should go into a mobile game expecting an awesome experience. You know what I mean? To me, mobile games are made for. I'm sitting there where I'm taking a deuce and tapping, trying to get a bird to flap through different tunnels of varying distances apart. You know what I mean? It's one tap games. I've never been a huge mobile game player where I take my mobile game serious. They're time passers. They're not something I actually focus on, I guess.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. The other perspective, we were getting on Twitter there a little bit, and Mike had some great comments out there. There was a lot of points on both sides, to be honest with you.
I missed this thread, so I want to hear what Mike's had to say about it.
Well,
go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. You said it.
So this all started out where I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about there being microtransactions in Fortnite, for skins, for cosmetic things.
Oh, is that where I chimed in on one of them? Were you talking? Is that where we were talking about microtrans and
probably
the whole free to play base and all that stuff?
I mean, it spread into this whole other thing because everybody, not everybody, but there were there were people complaining about it, saying, I don't want microtransactions. I don't want to see mobile games that I don't want to see that type of payment, basically the whole scheme of mobile games coming to console.
Yeah.
And my whole thought is, okay, this is a free-to-play game. If you're going to complain about there being microtransactions in a free-to-play game, then you might as well complain about a cheeseburger and french fries not being healthy for you, because obviously if it's a free-to-play game, there's going to be some sort of a microtransactions inserted in there for the developer to make some money. So don't complain about microtransactions and free-to-play games, especially if you're enjoying that game that's free-to-play, because you didn't pay a damn cent to play that game. And whether or not the whole like mobile structure of gaming comes to console, yeah, it's going to make its way to console. It already has over the past, I want to say 5 years. I mean, Smite is a free-to-play game that has microtransactions to buy the other characters, but you don't see people bitching about that so much because you can't play. I mean, as far as I know, you don't play Smite on your iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
So
but I mean, microtrans and everything.
Microtransactions, don't be upset about the game itself because you didn't pay any money for it. There's going to be some way for the developer to recoup the cost of developing that game.
People need to get over this microtrans, this idea that microtrans are going away. They're not going away.
They're not going away.
Unless you want to start seeing like the base the base price for games go up by $15. You're not, if you want to be paying $75-$80 for a title for the flat line, not your digital deluxe or your collector's edition.
Yeah.
If you want to be paying $75-$80 for a regular game, then you might see microtrans trickle down. But I don't get why people hate microtrans so much. And like, this is what I said in that thread, because when you made that cheeseburger analogy, it reminded me that I did read through this thread and that I was following that on Twitter. As long as the microtrans aren't game breaking or pay to win,
yeah.
Right.
I'm all for microtrans, dude. Give the devs more money if they want to give them. If they want to make a little extra, if they want to put the effort into giving you all these skins, like look at and I'm using Fortnite because that's the game of
the hour
right now. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, Epic's devs have produced nonstop content coming out since that game has come out.
Mm-hmm.
Since the battle royale mode has come, Epic's devs have been awesome with providing new content. Whether it's skins, a lot of the content is microtrans stuff, and like XSheWulfx said, the microtrans are really expensive. Comparatively speaking, the microtrans are pretty expensive in Fortnite.
Yeah. But I mean, value is perceived by the user, and
that's
if
true.
somebody only plays Fortnite,
$20 for a stupid skin is not. I don't care who the hell you are. If you think that's a good deal, you're retarded.
It's reasonable. Come on now.
That's all subjective because
I play Fortnite almost every night, and I haven't spent a single penny on the game.
Exactly. Yeah, but some kids will though. Some 12-year-old like, "Hey, mommy, daddy, hey, I want to put $20 in this."
That's when, as the parents, you say, no, you can't spend $20 on that until you mow the lawn 2 times.
You got a game that has
when we have kids.
So I just want to point out, I tried to download Players Unknown Battleground on an iOS tablet, and it's not here.
Yeah.
However, you can get Pixels Unknown Battleground.
Big shout out to Cyber. He made a good point too. As far as like the games going to mobile, is why is PUBG and or Fortnite for that going to mobile when their game first off isn't fucking finished and still has a lot of problems.
I saw him put that in the chat too, and I wanted to bring that up. I'm glad I forgot. I'm glad you said that because
that's a really good point.
PUBG there's no excuses anymore, man. I mean, it's running pretty well on PC. Console, shit. And
it's gotten better.
It's better, yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say anything about console because I haven't even played it on console.
People still get kicked out on console. If you go to certain spots of the map, it freezes on console. There's still
Digital Foundry's already done another thing on their update. It's still having issues.
Yeah, there's still. I was playing it today, and people were still.
It's not perfect. It's not anywhere near close to the PC, but it is better. Their updates are coming out, and it is getting better for sure. But yeah,
that's where the microtransactions will help, though. You know, obviously, microtransactions it just helps everything. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it at all. It's perfect.
Well, and it's not just free to play games. You have major AAA titles that have microtransactions in them that are cosmetic only, or even, you know, give you some benefits in the game, like take Assassin's Creed Origins, for example. I was talking about how I got into the game again because of the DLC that's come out over the past couple months. And when I was playing it over the weekend, I spent, you know, $10 on basically like a skin, like a new costume and everything for my character and some weapons. It was all cosmetic. It's not going to be a game-breaking thing, but that was my choice and that had value to me. So if a $20 skin on Fortnite is valuable to my son who plays that game all the time, then who am I to say that it's not worth that price? If that's what he enjoys and that's what he wants to spend his allowance on, then by all means, once he earns his allowance, I will allow him to spend that money on that game.
I agree.
I'll teach my child to not spend money carelessly, because that is so, I'm sorry. I would like $5.99 is a reasonable price for a skin, but $20, like, they're kind of ripping people off, because first off, it's the V-Bucks. So half the time, when you're looking at the skins, it's usually about like what, 1,200 to 1,500 in V-Bucks. Now, you don't actually use that whole entire $20 that you spend towards V-Bucks on the skin. And that's where I think it's just a little wasted. Like, if a skin is only 1,200, then they should allow you to buy that much V-Bucks. They shouldn't have it where you have to spend $20 to get 2,000 V-Bucks just because they don't have anything smaller in between. And that's where my issue comes in.
But that goes all the way back to, you know, before Xbox allowed you to buy the actual, like, money, you had to buy the Xbox points where you bought them in, like,
I hated that system, too. I thought it was kind of stupid because you're still wasting money in the long run.
Oh, I agree. That is stupid. I'd rather pay the monetary value than have, like, extra points that you're never going to use. Like when I said Assassin's Creed, I bought a pack and it came with 1,050 points and I only needed 500. What am I going to do with those other 550 points? Absolutely nothing until something comes up. But, you know, that's the way that they have these set up right now. I can't say that you need to do something different when that's the only option that you're giving me. So I agree with you on that. There should just be an option to buy it for $4.99 or something like that. But this is how these developers are making money. And if it's a free-to-play game, who am I to say you don't deserve to earn that money?
How many people paid for it?
A lot of people, obviously, but, you know, I like the idea of you actually earning the content through the game, you know, like earning it through skill, you know, not just like, it's literally like the issue. I understand that the other side, it's not that much. Yeah, it's not that much money or here and there. I get that, but it's literally turning gamification to a casino slot machine. Like, I don't like to gamble. I don't like to pull a slot machine just to get a,
There's no gambling in the situations that I'm talking about. I'm sure there is in other games like Battlefront 2. I know that that's a gamble where you don't know what you're going to get out of the loot box.
COD's
but you
loot boxes.
Right. But, and by the way, Battlefront 2, they completely did away with those loot boxes and all that, but that's another story. But when it comes to Fortnite, you know exactly what you're buying. You're like, yeah, you're buying 1,500 points and you can only spend 1,000 of them, but you know what you're buying with that 1,000 points. It's not like you're saying, here's 500 points and give me a random selection of things that I have no idea what I'm going to get.
That's not my argument. My argument is it makes the game hollow. That's my argument. It makes the game less fun to me with the microtransactions. Well, like
what also makes games less fun to me is day one patches in broken quests that need to be patched 3 weeks after the game comes out. That makes the game not fun to me. So if we're in this age of digital updates and digital distribution, then what's the matter with having some sort of a digital purchase that's going to give you something that the average gamer isn't going to get?
I think to this point,
Mass Effect Andromeda, when they add microtransactions to the multiplayer, they only add the multiplayer, which messed up the storyline. And to be honest, I think they could have had the coders, you know, go over to the campaign because it needed a lot of work. But they see this money and they're like, oh, you know, let's milk this. Just make the game to just milk as much money from the customer instead of making something revolutionary, something like The Witcher or something that's impactful, not some bubblegum, you know, I want to pay $40 for a scarf.
But see, that's where the catch comes in, though, guys. When it comes to Fortnite, you can earn the V-Bucks. However, you have to pay for the base game to be able to do that.
I think with Sith's point, though, I think he has a little bit of merit. Like, I think where he's coming from, at least from my perspective, is that when they're ripping stuff out of the game that should be launched with and then selling that as DLC and all that kind of shit. I have a problem with that myself. I don't rip the shit out of the freaking base game and try and sell me it later. I have definitely a problem with that. I see where he's coming from.
Yeah, for sure. But skins.
No, skins and cosmetic shit. I don't really care about.
But I 100% agree with you on that, Mike. And I would like to see, kind of like how Sith was talking about earlier at the beginning of when he started talking, was the idea that you have and this is what I was talking about on Twitter, was there's a base set of unlockables that you can get through progression or through paid, and then you have a set of exclusively paid for skins, and you have a set of exclusively progression unlocked skins, or I'm saying skins in place of
whatever,
you know what I mean, unlockable content. And because a lot of people wear those as kind of like a badge of honor, you know what I mean? Like right now, like the John Wick skin that's in Fortnite is the 100 battle pass tier reward, and you can get to the level 100 level 100 tier skin through your own hard work, or, and this is crazy, I don't know if you guys know this, $150 you can buy the battle pass out to level 100.
Reasonable. Totally reasonable. I mean, nothing's wrong with this. I have no issue with this. It's just a skin, and it's $100. I have no problem.
Yeah. No,
That's
150. Hold on. No, sis, remember, it's okay. It's 150.
Well, and then like you can buy the battle pass that's like level 25, and then there's like an advanced one that's like level.
Here's the thing, like the hard work.
Like that, right?
How much hard work do you have to get in to get to that 100?
Well, you still have to pay to get the battle pass to begin with to even get into.
You can easily get to a level 100 because it resets each season, right? The battle pass resets each season. We're in season 3 right now. You can easily get to level 100 within the season and get all that stuff. But you buy the battle pass and it's retrofitted, so it awards you with everything that you've unlocked already. But if you don't have the battle pass purchased, which is like $15 or something like that, you don't get any of those rewards. But the second you buy it, it retro rewards you with everything that you've already unlocked that you just don't have access to because you haven't bought it. And then the cool thing though is, which I think is kind of neat, if you complete through the battle pass challenges and all that stuff in Fortnite, they reward you with enough V-Bucks that makes the battle pass pay for itself, and you can use the V-Bucks that you won in that battle pass to buy the next season's one.
See, in that aspect, the only thing is that I have, like, comes back to just being a female and aggravated with how they look at some skins, is the fact that most of the skins in the battle pack are all males.
Because they're stronger.
Because they're stronger.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, first off, you're literally just as, like, I would rather run it regardless. You run around as a female, you're thinner anyways, so you're a smaller target.
That's absolutely true. And
that's kind of. But you literally, like, most of the, like, I have no reason to get the battle pass because I don't want to friggin' run around as a male.
Come on, man.
No, I don't want to be John Wick.
John Wick's awesome.
No, I don't want to. Give me a female John Wick and I will.
There isn't.
That pencil pickaxe is so good.
So it's just that's my problem. Like, they sit there and do these things, but they don't give me, like, much of a reason to try to progress in it because.
So you just want more female stuff to spend money on so you can buy your microtrans, is what you're saying?
Well, sure. And I bet you there's some study out there saying that men are more likely to spend money on stupid shit.
On a female character, though, that's the funny part. I can see more men spend money on female characters than on male. Do you know how many people have bought that stupid pink bear?
Or you could just play Diablo 3 and just pick a female character and just have a good time.
But Diablo 3 is in Fortnite.
That's fine.
That's fine?
It doesn't need to be.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. Here's probably another heated topic that we're probably going to get into with everyone is Microsoft is talking about its cloud service, and it's moving ever so close to games as a service. I mean, they're even like talking about actually doing just that, and I think they're pretty damn close to start making this happen. What's everybody think?
You know what?
Team digital all day, every day, baby.
Honestly, what is it? I know vaguely understand games as a service, but like when I hear games as a service, I hear like multiple things on describing it. Like it's not really
Pretty much
like,
a subscription-based thing to get your games instead of going into a store buying it physically. Pretty much like Game Pass, but just on a bigger scale, basically.
Oh, so you mean not paying $60 for crap games instead of just paying $10 and you get a lump?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
I think it's talking about more like
Stream,
game streaming, where like if let's say you have a smart TV, you get Xbox Game Pass as an app on that smart TV.
Yep.
And you get access to Xbox games that are in the Game Pass as well as new games. I mean, it makes sense that gaming is going to move towards this in the future, but I don't see Xbox and Microsoft moving away from building hardware as well to play games locally. So I see the game streaming as much more of a grab for the casual. You know, they're gonna say like, go out and buy an Xbox controller connected to Bluetooth to your Xbox TV, and you know you're gonna sign up for the subscription. You're gonna get access to all these games on a monthly basis. Or if you have the Xbox 2 or the Xbox 720 or the Xbox Infinity, whatever the next hardware iteration is, you're going to get to install those games and play them off of local hardware, which is going to play a lot better because the casual gamer isn't going to care about 4K or 60 FPS or any of the stuff that the hardcore gamer is concerned about. So games as a service, you know, look at Sea of Thieves. They've said how scalable this game is. You can buy a cheap $300 laptop from Walmart and play Sea of Thieves on that machine. But you can also play it on your Xbox One X. You can play it on your high-end PC, and you're going to get a much better optimized experience out of it. But that doesn't mean that other people with lower-end hardware aren't going to be able to play it. So is games as a service and streaming games, is that going to be available for Xbox? Absolutely. Do I think that means they're going to not make hardware anymore? I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I do too. I think that there's I think that the idea of streaming games, and I think that if they do come out with that as a service, which I mean, let's be honest, it's coming. I think they're just being like kind of coy, you know.
Yeah.
I think that if they come, it's going to be coming with a tiered system. You're going to get stream only. You're going to get stream with up to this many downloads a month you can play. I think that the idea of streaming games as like a stream-based service is the future when the technology and when internet speed is more accessible to be feasible to play games at a higher quality. I think consoles are always going to have a mainstay in gaming for the foreseeable future. Like Mike said, I don't see them losing any hardware in the.
I don't think like hardware is going to technically go away, but I think, you know, they're going to move to like a Roku eventually box that's just going to be streaming across and not really
like a little stream box or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think we're like 10 or 15 years away from that happening, though.
I don't know, man. From what they're maybe like as far as that, like with hardcore and all that kind of stuff, yeah, maybe that long. I don't even know if it's going to be that long, man. Like their talks at GDC this week is all about cloud, getting people on board with that and everything else. They've already announced, hey, yeah, games as a service is a thing, and it's probably right around the corner. Maybe not for mass adoption right now. To go back to your point, like, yeah, we're probably a little bit of ways away from that, but they're definitely going to be pushing this out. We're already getting hooked on it right now with Game Pass, and that's their precursor to everything right now, being like, hey, guys, look at how fantastic Game Pass is right now. You're paying $10 a month. You get all these cool games and all this kind of stuff. I think it's pretty darn close to happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm for the Game Pass thing. I just wish I guess marketing wise, I guess it makes sense, games as a service. But I think when I hear games as a service, I automatically think of streaming, maybe like games as a subscription.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't sound as catchy. I'm looking forward to just the Game Pass version of it. Just, you know, you pay $10, you get a lump of games. I think that's awesome. You get all the Xbox exclusives. You know, like it's like, why not have the the Game Pass if you're paying $10, and then the third parties, you know, they do deals behind the scenes. We pay you X amount, so they get their money there. So,
well, see, you mentioned the third parties, and that's the only thing I'm not looking forward to. Is once we do entirely move to game streaming, is that Xbox is going to have their game streaming service. Sony is going to have theirs. EA is going to have their streaming service. Ubisoft is going to have theirs. We're going to have all these different major publishers doing their own streaming service. And then the small indies will get eaten up by these bigger developers and publishers that are going to bring them in. I don't want to have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different subscriptions happening all at the same time.
Yeah. That's
Game Pass right now, you know, it looks like it's going to save me money. If I get it right now for Sea of Thieves, I'm going to be getting, State of Decay 2. I'm going to be getting whatever first-party exclusives come out in the fall. That makes sense monetarily. But when you're talking about adding on EA access, you know, Ubisoft access or whatever they're going to call it, all the different, like, you know, Nintendo Direct streaming service, PS Plus, all that kind of stuff, it's going to get to the point where I'm not saving money anymore. So either they're going to keep that local hardware, or they're going to move entirely to the streaming where it's not going to make sense and you're going to be picking and choosing. And then you're going to not be having the console wars. You're going to be having the publisher wars.
Yeah.
Which publisher has the best streaming service?
I think that's a little bit of a slippery slope there. I'm not visualizing 10 different streaming service. Like, if we're talking about, let's like TV shows, Netflix ruling everything. You got Netflix, and then Amazon is trying, and Hulu, I guess, is something, right? So you got Netflix and Hulu. Well, that's practically it. Like with the phones, you got Apple and Google. It's going to be a monopoly. Well, what was that word called when there's 3 companies?
Here's the one thing. Like, here's 2 points I want to make too. Like, I get the Netflix thing, and Netflix is killing it, but at the same time, there's some issues with Netflix. I don't like that they curate their movies around whatever, because half the time and more than half of the shit on there I could care less about. And that's really what I see in Game Pass right now for me as a gamer, is like I see a bunch of shit or games that I already have, so it doesn't even make value to me. And to Mike's point as well, like, they need to clear up this subscription thing. Like, because I'm paying, everybody's like, oh, you're paying $10 a month. No, I'm paying $30 plus to $60 for Xbox Live a year. I'm paying $10 a month, so that's $120 a year for Game Pass. And then if you want to add, even though EA Access isn't part of Game Pass or anything else, that's another service that I pay for. So these things add up really quickly. And then on top of that, I have 4 gamers in this house. So times all that by 4, I don't think I'm saving any kind of goddamn money, to be honest with you.
But the thing is, I think when it comes down to it, if they go in this whole streaming service thing, the third-party like companies like Ubisoft or Bethesda, I don't think they'll do their own streaming service, because they'll start to realize that they're losing out because of the fact that people are having to pick and choose which companies they want to go with. I think the third parties will actually kind of branch to the main companies like Microsoft and to Sony. However, chances are you're going to see like Activision go with Sony. You'll probably see like Bethesda go with Microsoft because they're more chummy, and they'll partner with them.
But on top of that, like, if you're a multi-console like owner and you have all 3 services, I still think at that point, like what's the point?
And right now we're just talking about consoles. What happens to Steam and this multi-publisher streaming service type of space that we're moving to?
Yeah, I think there's just a lot of issues right now. Money is definitely a factor right now.
Yes, we do game share. The only thing is you can only game share. So like we game share, and then our kids have to game share. So pretty much everything we have to buy 2 of. Yeah. Is more like is what we're actually doing, not 4.
Yes, there are ways to save a little bit of money, but still, like, you can't argue the fact that that shit's going to add up, like, throughout the year. I get the whole, like, draw that people are like, oh, I get Sea of Thieves for $10. Well, if that's the only game you're playing for the rest of the year, you're actually paying $120 for Sea of Thieves. Yeah, you are getting some more games, but if you're not touching any of them, and some of them are pretty much fucking garbage in there, I'm going to be honest with you. Like,
that is the funny thing about the whole thing is, yeah, you're super, super excited for Sea of Thieves, like you just said, you know. But yes, you do still. You can't play these games without Xbox Live.
If you stop paying the subscription, guess what? You don't get to play.
Yeah, you no longer
any
have
of those
the game.
games.
Right.
So
or you can get off your fat ass and go to the store and buy it.
Well, then
that's what I usually do.
$54 to buy the game. So.
Yeah, but nobody can take it away from me because I overdrafted my account and it didn't give me a Game Pass.
Well,
none of that.
If you don't have Xbox Live, you ain't playing it anyways.
And I put it in the machine.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from, man.
I'll put it in your machine.
Call me.
Any other points we want to make on the games as a service? This isn't really a ding like towards Microsoft or anybody else. It's just an overall thing that I think all of us are seeing coming down the pipe. And I think all of us as like gamers and stuff, like we just want the best for us.
Eventually,
you know
it's
damn
going
well
to come
somebody's
to that,
gonna be
but they're
coming
gonna
at you.
have to
Oh yeah, for sure.
find ways to actually
Come at me, bro.
set it up to where it can stay for people, but still kind of, cater to people. Because like you said, Netflix, the biggest problem with Netflix is the shows that, and TV shows and movies that we do like, they take out and then put in crap that we don't watch. So then it ends up sitting there not doing anything.
But don't worry, Netflix, you're still getting my goddamn money because
yeah,
Lost in
and
Space is coming.
Netflix's defense, majority of the stuff that I watch on Netflix is their exclusive stuff.
Yeah.
So I think if Xbox does that, then who cares about the other stuff? If their original content is good, like say for instance, if Microsoft released 3 major titles a year, that's worth the what amount of money it is for a whole year?
120.
Like if you pay $60 for State of Decay, $60 for Sea of Thieves, $60 for Halo, $60 for which a lot of people already do, is already worth the money. And PlayStation, what if they did it? How many exclusives they release in a year? And it's what, $120 or whatever? It's worth it.
PlayStation already tried this streaming service and it didn't go.
Well, not streaming. That's the real one. Not that I'm going to stream over like 1,000 yards of fiber optic wire and have like 1 billion latency. Not that crap. Like download the game, because that's the thing that's confusing with games with a service. That every time I hear service, I think of streaming. And it's not. Yeah. They need to separate it. They have to like.
If anybody has the foundation to do this, it's Microsoft, though. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, with Windows 10 and stuff like that they already have in PC.
Well, that goes back to like the whole the acquisition of Mixer with the low latency and stuff. Like they literally grabbed that company and they took those guys, especially what was it, Matt, the one engineer, like they threw his ass like right into Microsoft engineering. You're like, yeah, get your ass over here, make us some cool shit for Xbox. Like,
yeah, they didn't buy Mixer.
We own you now, boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's the funny part. They didn't buy Mixer. They bought the features that Mixer offered.
They want that low latency. They look at Xbox Live and like where the roadmap
is a game changer, dude.
For sure. Like, yeah.
There's
whatever.
a lot of features that Mixer has coming. Just so everyone knows, there's a lot of amazing features coming if you're going to get into streaming.
Yeah, we're going to have to like skip over a couple of things here because we got it's like 9:44. So
yeah,
let's touch on Twitch Prime real quick, and then we'll try and get some questions, and then we're going to get out of here, guys.
Yeah, Mixer, you need a Twitch Prime kind of thing.
Well, here's another subscription thing that you have to buy.
But technically, you get it.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah, you
to
actually
get the free
get
games,
it free if you have a Prime subscription.
So it's not free. You have to get a Prime subscription.
But technically, most people I would think a lot of people have Prime because it's already an
amazing
offer thing to begin with.
So anyway, Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime, you buy your membership, you get Twitch Prime for free, and now they're doing pretty much what Xbox PSN is all doing now. They're giving away 4+ games a month now, so you can go ahead and get those. And even some of those games you can get on your consoles too, so that's kind of interesting. You can pretty much pick your platform. So
no codes.
Well, codes, yeah, but I mean
the games you have to download through the Twitch app.
But aren't some of the codes like
PC.
for consoles, or you can get to choose? Oh, it's just PC only.
Yeah, it's PC only. It's straight up through the Twitch app. It's apparently so far that's what I've noticed for all of it.
I haven't seen anything on this. Are they like what caliber games are we talking about?
Super Hot's
Super
coming.
Hot's on there.
Right now it's got Devil May Cry 4.
HD.
HD, yeah.
Yep. Like, so, they're mixing it up. They're getting games in there.
You would like
some indie titles. Basically, like what PS now and all that.
You would like the Fortnite stuff. They have like a free Fortnite package thing that comes with Twitch Prime. If you register right now, you get like customized skins.
I don't know if this really appeals to a lot of people out there.
No, but I meant to Brewtal, but
the PC stuff, because we talk about a lot of consoles, and PC's an awesome platform too. So what do you guys think about getting free games?
I think it's awesome, dude. I mean, who hates on free games?
Not me.
I think,
and I don't think you lose these games if you stop your Amazon Prime.
The only people that hate on free games are people that hate on microtransactions in free-to-play games. Sorry.
See, I don't know. I don't know.
I
if you
will
lose them.
take a small caveat to what I said. I hate on free games when it's the only thing being offered. AKA remasters and BC shit.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm not. That's neither here nor there. I think that Twitch has always been good with like offering like cool little perks, especially with Twitch Prime. I think it's awesome. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I will only get Twitch Prime if I get a Dr. Disrespect skin for Fortnite.
Well, that's all about. I want
Dude,
a ninja
that'd be
skin,
dope, actually.
Right?
You
A
get
ninja
like
skin.
some
They should
other
do stuff like
operative
that, though.
skin for Fortnite.
Sure.
Do you just say sure? Like, oh, who cares?
I want human skin.
Let's go. There's a question in the chat that I think
Mailed to me.
What's the lotion on the skin?
a lot of people might want to talk about on the panel. Is we're being asked, what did you guys think about the gameplay of God of War?
No shit.
Oh my god, it looked amazing.
It's fucking amazing.
I might be a dad again. I don't know if I got my wife pregnant watching that. It was all a blur.
So, I mean, my big thing is when it comes to God of War, the whole gameplay is about like making awesome combos and stringing together stuff, and we didn't see a whole lot of that in the gameplay that we saw.
There's no
But-
jump button.
My counter argument to that is the gameplay that may have leaked had to have been very early game.
Yeah.
So we don't know what that game has in store for the mid to late game.
Mm-hmm.
So what I saw has me incredibly excited to buy this game,
It
and
looks gorgeous.
Looks
absolutely
absolutely gorgeous.
I mean, it looked like where God of War needs to go in the future. So
Dude,
I'm happy to see
so
that it's
agree.
It is going to be
So
a
agree.
salt factory, and it is going to be making a lot of fanboys make a lot
they're
of
gonna be
videos bashing
crying.
that dude.
It is good. Like, this is the thing. It's a okay. Everyone talks about graphics and stuff, and how games don't need graphics or games do need graphics. They kind of keep
I don't
going
know about
back and
graphics.
forth.
I think resolution,
But no, this is my thing though. When it comes to games, like for instance Tomb Raider, how we were talking about Tomb Raider earlier, and how that game is probably going to look gorgeous. It's games like these, like Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War. You have Tomb
Quantum
Raider.
Break.
These games are meant to look gorgeous. These are the games that are the reason why you feel like you're actually more immersed into the game, like you're feeling the story. Where obviously PUBG, Fortnite, all these games, they don't need the graphics. They don't need to have that comparison. And when people say, oh, well, what a style like this game comes out, and they're like, oh my god, it kind of looks shitty. You have the right to be pissed if a game does not look good when it's that style of game. Like when it's an RPG game like that, and it's actually because it's the story games that should look gorgeous. That
Single-player
should
story
always have
Interesting.
those style of graphics. And when it comes to God of War, they definitely nailed it. And again, that's not the full game for release either. So
no, it's probably not even final code.
exactly. So it's
Here,
there is
And there
gameplay
was-
like I have heard people a little worried about how the game actually plays. Though yes,
I don't think it's
gorgeous.
a worry about like the game, because that's what I wanted to touch on too. Thanks for that segue, XSheWulf. Is I see a lot of people complaining about the gameplay and stuff, and I'm like, what game were you fucking watching? Like, that gameplay looks fantastic. Like, you're literally fucking Thor throwing a fucking axe at somebody and bringing that shit back to you, like fucking the assassinations and everything else.
It's the matter
Like,
of
what
how
are you
is the
talking
game
about?
mechanics done. Like, how do you feel when you're playing the game?
Here's the
is
problem.
Where
Like,
it comes in.
all right, fuck that shit. Here's the problem. A bunch of fucking people out there cry and bitch and moan about devs not fucking doing new things, and then when they fucking do, you got these same motherfuckers going, ugh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Shut the fuck up. Let the game come out. Play the fucking game. Then open your fucking mouth. Period.
I
End
think
of story.
it's like 50% trolls, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I went back and I played God of War 3 when that remaster came out, and to be honest, it was just boring to me. And I like God of War 1 and 2 when I played it back then, but then going back to play it, it just like I just wanted something more from it. So this new God of War, it just looks awesome. And to compare it to The Last of Us, I want to say one thing. I mean, everybody knows how awesome Last of Us is, masterpiece, and all that. I agree. The combat, like how you're Joel and you're punching somebody and you just feel the weight. It's just like you feel it. And I watched on the PlayStation YouTube channel, and they was showing the gameplay and it was talking about it and how it feels like hefty, like it's like, you know, you just feel the impact. It's more weight to it. It's not floaty. It's not, you know. And it's kind of ridiculous too, in a way of like physics. I know this is a video game, but if you're doing like uppercuts like Devil May Cry, if you have enough force to cut somebody up and their body fly up, their body supposed to rip apart. So it's kind of like, I mean, I don't know where I'm going there, but you get my point. It kind of makes sense. If you hit somebody in the sky like that, they're supposed to like explode or something. I don't know.
You know what I saw out of the gameplay was that it was a little slow at first, but this was very early game from everything that I could see about it. It matched the trailers that we saw 2 years ago. It was definitely the first level. But what I noticed was when he threw the axe and it froze some of the characters on the screen, he would go up and he would do the hand-to-hand combat, and oh my god, that was so God of War.
Like, oh my god. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if you couldn't see that, like, from that gameplay, like, he's not having the chains and all that kind of stuff, but if you couldn't see that God of War is still there at its core, like, I don't know what the hell you were watching, because...
Well, and who's to say what's going to come later in the game? Who knows? Maybe he's going to get his chain blades back again.
Or he's got a chain axe or something like that. That's what I was thinking too, man. You're absolutely right, dude.
That's one of my biggest issues is when they're like, oh my god, change is such a huge deal, when the world itself changes all the time. Change is inevitable. And when it comes to video games, if you literally stay with the exact same thing all the time, your story is not going to go anywhere. You have to change things to actually progress a story farther, to create something new. And, like, I know people were complaining about, like, Halo and, you know, how Halo was, you know, playing it safe and constantly doing the same thing. Well, yeah, because you guys bitched about, you know, when they tried to do something a little bit different with ODST and all that other kind of stuff. So the fact of when a video game does take a step out, like for instance Horizon Zero Dawn, people were really like, oh my god, it's a different style of game, it's gonna suck, and then everybody loved it. Like you said, GKB, give it a chance. Stop hating on it before the game even releases. Just because you watch gameplay on it, don't bash it. You haven't touched it, so just shut up, wait for it to release, and then actually play the game. Give your honest opinion.
Big shout out to Daz. GKB looks sexy on that 4K. I just want to give Delilah a quick shout out here too, because she made a really good point. And I kind of agree with her too. She's like, God of War reminds me of what Rise should have been. Talk a lot about lost opportunity about Microsoft. I totally agree with like a gameplay perspective. Absolutely. I think Rise is still a beautiful game, but I totally get where you're coming from, Delilah, and I totally agree.
That game deserves a sequel, and it really like Microsoft really needs to like pick up some of these games. Like, you have Sunset Overdrive, you have Rise. These two games you had amazing stories for, and yet you just let them drop. Like, they should kind of need to...
Good, Mike.
Can I say real quick, all the people that are comparing God of War to Rise, where they're saying the gameplay looks identical, what gameplay were you looking at?
Exactly, bro.
It looks nothing like Rise. I mean, beyond the camera perspective, there is no similarities that I saw to Rise whatsoever.
Well, one weapon, you know, a shield, one weapon, kind of Spartan-like. You know what I saw in the sky, beautiful graphics.
Okay,
but
beautiful
isn't that
graphics.
Kind of like every RPG game,
exactly.
Like Rise of the Tomb Raider is kind of the same, Uncharted is kind of the same. That's kind of how just those game mechanics are.
I don't think it's in a bad way though. The comparison. I don't think it's.
I wouldn't think it is. Rise was an amazing game.
I think from the comparison aspect, I think people wanted a little bit more from Rise. Not that it was bad or anything like that. They just want to see like more of the, for lack of a better term, more of the God of War gameplay, I guess.
They wanted to see more ass kicking, is what they wanted.
Yeah. But the story was fantastic in Rise. I loved it.
Well, there's two moves in there, like the one where he just stepped on whatever that thing is face, like it's kind of like a suplex kind of maneuver.
And crushes
what move? I don't know what type of move that is. Some wrestler has it, but yeah, that move. And then there was another one when he was close up and he just like ripped the face apart with his hand. No, the rib cage or something. And yeah, it was another. It's a lot of brutal shit. So
Oh, we totally know Delilah. We know what you're talking
I
about.
agree with her in every sense. Like,
Oh, the other part I just want to touch on with God of War is I like how the son is kind of like the brains and, Kratos is the brawn. Like, you see the kid doing a lot of the puzzle stuff and, like, reading everything, and he's kind of, like, deducing, like, what's going on and all that kind of stuff.
I can't read, boy. I can't read.
It's so good, dude. Like, that whole, like, banter back and forth is just, it's really good, man. I'm super excited for God of War for sure. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody get their shout out and go ahead and end the show. It's almost there for 2 hours. Man, time flies when we're having a good time. Sith, what you got going on, man?
Nothing much, just chilling, relaxing. The snow is coming, so I'm going to be chilling at home, and of course, Sea of Thieves. I'm getting it through Game Pass or whatever. And yeah, I'm just gonna be chilling. And yeah, I got a little YouTube channel, and y'all can follow me on Twitter if you like. The Only Mike Rich, and my channel is SithlordMike Rich, and all the other information is on my channel, like in the about page. So
Nice.
yeah, that's that.
Sweet. Destro, what you got going on?
You can follow me at The Real Destro on Twitter. Hit me up on Xbox Live on Fupa Chalupa. Other than that,
Fire.
Other than that, I gotta say, God of War looked like shit.
Oh,
I just kind of messed with somebody. You got so high, bro. You were like, "No, fuckers!"
You're turning to Kratos over here.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, cool.
Oh,
Brutal.
actually, hold on. I'm sorry. I want to give a shout out to my kids. I don't like you. I love you.
Dude.
okay.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Brutal, what you got going on, dude?
You know me, old Brutal.
You streaming tonight?
Just that.
Oh.
No, you can go follow me at Twitter, please. Make me feel like I have a friend. Brewtal Knight. My Mixer channels, I'm starting to get that going a little bit better now. I got green screen coming in. It's really been like my main focus is getting my stream going on.
Damn
Mixer,
time
so.
with the green screen, bro.
It's
Shit.
at GBO_brutal. I don't think that I'm going to be streaming tonight. I got a few other maintenance things to do on the channel. But I got some really, really sweet interactive sound
Can't wait.
buttons that I made yesterday.
Hey, Brutal, I got a question. Did you ever find out when you're gonna be able to do the stream that you were talking about?
Oh, my charity stream?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like in limbo right now. I'm trying to find a day that I'm going to be able to dedicate like a solid like long stream to.
Yeah, you have to have a whole day for something like that.
Yeah, because I know it's like a 24-hour. I know you have like 24 hours that they want you to stream through. So,
Get some
I
people
really
to help out,
want to
bro.
make it. I really want to make it like a long, like epic, like marathon stream. I got a few things that I want to like interactive things I want to plan for the stream, stuff for viewers, maybe a couple like private like giveaways for stuff like that. Like I really, really am like passionate about like the cause that I'm doing it for, so I really want to make sure that it's all done right and not just like kind of haphazard when I do it. So
Sweet.
if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll be posting updates there. I gotta give a shout out to all my other GBO family members, and that's about it, man. It was a great show tonight. Had a lot of fun.
Nice. Magic Mike, what you got going on, man?
Hey, what's up, everyone? You can always catch me on Twitter at MagicMike83, Xbox Live, MagicMike83. I try to keep it simple. And you can always find me here every Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time on the Console Corner podcast.
When are we gonna get like a Mike's Minute or whatever those videos were, bro? I missed those, man.
Oh, man. I ain't got no time. I ain't got
I feel you, bro. I feel you, man.
But they're only supposed to take a minute.
Hey, it's a minute on the YouTube channel. It's a lot longer than a minute to get it recorded and up there.
No, but you can like do it through like Mixer, or you can do it through the like Twitter freaking live stream and just do like like
Why are you
pressure.
trying to shame me, She-Wolf?
Don't pressure him.
why am
No
I
pressure.
what?
You got to pay $50 for that extra content.
I know, right?
She-Wolf, what you got going on?
Okay, so this might just be a little long. Bear with me, though.
Oh, my gosh.
No, it's because, so tomorrow, obviously, we have the huge Sea of Thieves stream happening because the game's launching tomorrow. We have cosplay, we have giveaways. Like, there's going to be massive, like, streaming on Mixer. I'm going to be actually streaming with Roby1 Kenobi, Excelliant, and Jez from Windows Central. I'll be streaming with them tomorrow morning. They're doing a whole bunch of giveaways. I'm sure you guys are not going to want to miss. I believe there might be some Sea of Thieves controllers that they might have. Don't quote me on it. But
Oh, you just been quoted.
No, I said don't. So, but yeah, so I have that huge stream going on tomorrow. It's actually going to be a really long stream because it's going to be like a day of it. And hopefully maybe I can get GKB and a couple of people to join me at night to stream it as well.
Sure.
Make it like a full day of streaming for that. And then next week, I actually have, I was invited to join into a women's empowerment charity stream for breast cancer by Streamlabs. So on the 27th, I will be doing my, I guess, good few hours again for streaming for breast cancer and all that kind of stuff for women's empowerment for Streamlabs. So make sure you guys check out that charity stream. You can find me on my Discord, and you can also find me on Twitter, which I hope you guys come give a follow, hang out. I'm trying to actually get my like Discord pretty high so that I can get partnered with them, but hey. And of course, please come sub to my Mixer channel. Please come help support the channel. As everyone knows, I'm Mixer partner.
Longest outro
I told you it was going to be long. I did warn everyone ahead of time. But yeah, so my links are in the chat, as you guys can see what it does. So yeah, come check it out.
You got to like shorten this down, girl.
Yeah, but
you gotta,
I had two big... No,
you need to get Micro Machine Mike over here to do your outro for you.
You can kiss my ass. I had two like important things that I had to get out, so you can go...
You're so salty right now. It's just jokes. Just jokes.
Just go to the corner and beat off, and I'll just talk.
Oh, damn. Gonna have to change my gamer tag to Micro Machine Mike now.
All right, guys. I'm GKB. Thank you so much. Thank you to our Patreon subscribers. You guys are up on the screen right now. We love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for the super chats. Chat has been fantastic. We love you guys rocking out with us all the time. Daz, Delilah, Max Power, all Jalapeno, all you guys. Like, we love you guys so much. We really appreciate it. You can find me on Twitter at its_thegov. And here on this channel, make sure you subscribe, like, and hit that bell icon so you can find out when we go live and all that kind of cool stuff. See you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are fantastic.
Later.